Thank you, David. You've done a wonderful job, and I've enjoyed all the great cooking, both yesterday and today. People often ask me, how long has the EGGtoberfest been around? And where did the idea come from? The story actually starts about 23 years ago. The internet was in its very early stages, but we were fortunate enough to have the husband of Brenda Miller, Bill Miller, as our webmaster. Bill was a professional programmer. He came up with the idea of having the forum where eggheads from around the country could post recipes and ideas specifically for the cooker they had grown to love, the Big Green Egg. Bill is no longer with us, but I remember that phone call that we had just like it was yesterday. Bill called me and he was very excited. I'll give you my side of the conversation. Hello, Bill. What's cooking, baby? You say you've got a new idea. What kind of an idea, Bill? We should throw a party for the egg. What kind of a party, Bill? Well, you want us to invite a bunch of people online. They'd come to Atlanta, and they'd all cook Big Green Eggs at the same time. Bill, who is going to come? You say, people who post on the forum. You've got to be kidding, Bill. You think they're going to come from all over the country? And what else, Bill? What else? They're going to travel at their own expense, yeah, and they're going to book their own rooms. Bill, nobody's going to do that. And there's more? Oh, they're going to provide the food, and then what, Bill? They're going to share it with everybody. Bill, that's more than I can imagine. And what kind of prize will they get? No prize. They're going to do it all just for the fun of it. And Bill, how many people do you think are going to make this trip? 50 or 60 people. I know you're dreaming. Bill, do you have a name for this party? EGGtoberfest. EGGtoberfest, because it's in October. Bill, that's an incredible idea. But listen, nobody thought the forum was going to work. And now we have thousands of people in the forum, and they're sharing ideas every day, sharing recipes. Maybe you've got something. The weather in Atlanta is beautiful in October, and at the least, we can have a party. Let's set up about a dozen cookers, post it on the webpage, and maybe a few will actually come. Okay, Bill. Ciao. Well, to my surprise, on that second week in October, people showed up from all over the United States. The food was great, the weather was beautiful, and everybody had a terrific time. The following year, we thought we should try it again. This time, word had gotten out, and even more people showed up. Each year, although we never advertised it, the number of people began to grow with each event. And now, thousands of people flock to our event each October. The difference is, now we set up over 250 Big Green Eggs, but the idea is the same. Thank you, Bill and Brenda Miller. And thanks to all of you who have joined us over the years and made this event so special for all of us. And that's how the EGGtoberfest started.
Big Green Egg was first introduced. No one dreamed it would one day have its own holiday. But each year now, EGGtoberfest brings together eggheads from all over the world to celebrate the great taste that can only be created with the world's favorite Kamado cooker. This is the story of the Big Green Egg and the impact it has had on those who have discovered it and the incredible difference it makes on the way food is cooked. The recipe for EGGtoberfest calls for 1 part ancient Japanese art, 1 part German festival, and a blend of culinary enthusiasm from chefs of all levels from around the world. Throw it all together on a beautiful autumn day in the South, and you've got EGGtoberfest, a celebration of some of the most creative taste the world has to offer. The people come from all walks of life, and the foods are as diverse as they could be, but the common denominator is that everything is cooked on the Big Green Egg, the Kamado-style cooker whose growing popularity has developed into an unofficial society of Big Green Egg owners. Some of them may call themselves eggheads. But these owners of the Big Green Egg are serious about the distinct difference in quality when food is cooked on this cooker. The first EGGtoberfest happened almost spontaneously when customers began expressing the desire to share ideas, techniques, and recipes with each other. The Big Green Egg Company simply responded to their interest and agreed to put on the event.
We're here in Atlanta, Georgia, home of the Big Green Egg. As you see, we're having a festival behind us. This is the annual EGGtoberfest, where eggheads from all around the world come and cook their specialty items on the Big Green Egg. In just a few moments, we're going to be talking to some of them, interviewing them, and finding out what their specialties are and what they can tell us to enhance your cooking experience on your Big Green Egg. But most important, we're going to take some tastes of what they've put together for us.
Jim Slaughterback's pork spare ribs.
Is that one mine?
This one's yours.
All right, it's going to be hot. Let's
Hot,
get a grab
hot,
of that. Here we go.
Got it?
Yep. All right. Here comes the final test. Oh. Oh. It's tender. And the mustard. Boy, that mustard really tastes great that he rubbed on there. I recommend it. What's the official name of the recipe?
It's called J Slot's Rib Rub.
J Slot's Rib Rub, which would make this J Slot's Rib Rub ribs.
Exactly.
Very good. J Slot's Rib Rub ribs. Another bite.
Here's Robert Farmer and his famous hot wings.
Robert Farmer, you're a Big Green Egg head.
Yes,
And an expert, I take it?
Yes,
And you're here celebrating the EGGtoberfest in Atlanta. What are you cooking today?
Some hot wings.
Okay.
Yeah.
What have you done special to make these hot wings the best hot wings on the Big Green Egg?
I injected with some marinade sauce, hot marinade, some Cajun, and some fajita. I mixed it together. Then after they got done, I took some hot chicken sauce and brushed them on real good.
This is a specialty of yours?
Yes,
Okay. How long you been doing this?
Oh, about 7 years.
As far as your chicken goes compared to anyone else who's cooked them on the Big Green Egg, what do you think about yours?
I think mine are pretty good. Yeah.
Better?
I think so.
You the best?
I think so.
Let's see what we got. You gonna taste one of your wings here?
You can taste one.
Probably pretty hot right now.
Pretty hot right now. Yeah.
I'll go ahead and try and nibble on one. Which one should I do?
It doesn't matter.
Here we go. Okay, it's pretty hot. It's pretty hot, but we're gonna try it. Both spicy hot and hot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you.
Ooh, it's got a bite to it
Oh
too.
yeah. Oh yeah, good bite.
Chicken wings on a Big Green Egg. Let's join Damon Metz as he shows how to make beef jerky.
Tell us what you're cooking here today.
Today I'm making beef jerky. Coming to the EGGtoberfest, I was a little timid, being so new. There's so many people with so much experience that I wanted to do something that I had done before and that worked pretty well, and no one was doing beef jerky, so I figured I'd give that a try, and it's turned out real well.
So what do you marinate it in?
It's not really a marinade, it's a dry sprinkle or rub that's called a curing agent, and then you just put a lot of pepper and a lot of other seasonings on it. And that's about it.
And then how do you cook it?
I cook it between usually 200 and 250 degrees. Takes about 40 minutes, flip it once.
All right, here's the test. Big Green Egg jerky, tender and delicious.
Thank you very much.
Now Grillin' Bill cooks up his first ever tri-tip on the Big Green Egg.
I'm cooking tri-tip.
Now, tri-tip is not found all across the country, is it?
No, it's germane particularly to California.
Right, Central California coast.
Right.
I'm actually the California State tri-tip champion for 1999.
Well, fantastic to meet you.
To describe the cut of meat.
The cut of meat is the top portion or the cap of a top sirloin as I understand it. Sometimes it's known as the bottom butt or a triangular roast.
Now, how did you cook it on the egg?
I tried to cook it fast and hot, but since this is my first day, the temperature today just kind of gone up and down. And so we're experimenting, so we're trying to cook it to where the internal temperature is about 120 degrees in the middle, in the thickest part.
So we're going to leave it rare in the middle, and it's going to be cut on the outside edges. It'll be a little bit more well done. It'll look great when you start slicing it up. It'll be a little pink in the middle.
That's what I want.
And now for a little creativity. Theo and Rita will make your mouth water with this tantalizing dish of bacon-wrapped crab-stuffed shrimp.
What's the favorite dish that Theo makes that you like?
Actually, I like them all, but if I had to choose a favorite, it'd probably be these because I like seafood, and these shrimp are actually stuffed with crab meat and a crab dressing and then wrapped in the bacon and then cooked on the grill. So this is probably one of my favorites.
You need to cook them on a high temperature, between 350 and 400, turning them once, and you want to sear it. You want your bacon to be seared and the shrimp to be seared on both sides. And that's about all it is, and some good seasoning before you start.
And you have to have fresh crab meat.
Yeah, fresh crab meat.
Fresh crab meat.
Oh, these.
There we go. Okay.
These are really good.
Oh my God.
Oh, there's
It kind of like just falls in your mouth and melts. It's like,
there's a zillion
you guys
flavors
don't know what
going
you're
on
missing.
here.
This is great. Excuse me. Wow.
Okay.
We'll see you guys later. Just when you thought there wasn't much more you could cook on the Big Green Egg, enter Spin and Brian and their personal specialty, pizza. Guys, go ahead and do your preparation, and let's get this in the Big Green Egg.
Okay, by popular vote, we're going to make a mozzarella parmesan with pepperoni, mushrooms, and red bell peppers. No
Now,
problem.
why do you prefer making your own dough and pizza over getting a store-bought piece to put in?
Well, you made it yourself. There's a lot more pride in it, and actually, it tastes better. Yeah.
That's another excuse
it tastes
to
better.
use the egg.
That's
Did
it.
you make your own pizzas before the egg?
Never.
So this is something that came with the experience of the egg.
Yep.
So you must be the dough roller outer, and Brian's going to put the toppings on, because he hasn't done anything yet.
Oh, no,
I'm supervising.
He's a supervisor,
He led
okay.
some serious moral support here. All right. Now what we're going to do, got a little, this is going to keep the dough from sticking to the peel.
Okay. And that's stone ground yellow meal?
Right. All right, now you can stretch it out. You need to make a little edge so it rises, looks pretty. Okay, give it a little shake. Make sure your pizza is going to slide off. All right, you want to do it in one quick, smooth motion and put the pizza right in the middle of the stone, because once it touches the stone, the pizza will not slide. You got to drop it right where it's going to be. Put it up, drop it.
And she's in. Now, how long is she going to sit in there? That was slick, Spin.
I made a couple of them.
Now, how long are you going to leave it in?
6 minutes. You started?
Timer's going?
Timer's
6 minutes.
going.
We'll see what we get. It's the
Here we
moment of
go.
truth. Oh, look at it. Look at it. Come on, let's get it out of there now, Spin.
It's little.
Just browned, just right.
Ooh.
There we go.
Aha.
Okay. Let's go slide it over. Looks like Brian and Spin have put together an expert pizza. Okay, Kat from New York, she came all the way to test this pizza out. Okay, let's see how it is. And? It's good?
Spin rules.
Spin rules. All right. Expertly cooked egg pizza. There you go. Okay, now Charlene, you came all the way from Garland, Texas to try out Spin's expertly cooked Big Green Egg pizza.
You bet.
All right, let's see it. What's your response? You think?
That's the best pizza I've
You
ever
agree
had.
with Kat? Best pizza ever?
You're the man, Spin.
There you go, Spin. Another notch in your Big Green Egg.
Thank you.
All right.
Incredible.
Kenny G from Parma, Ohio. He couldn't wait to take his first bite. What'd you think?
Well, it had a great crust, and I'd be proud to serve it at parties. I give it a 95.
So you're going to give me that last bite?
No.
Okay, well, you better, okay, there you go. Expert Pizza by Spin. If you like the Big Green Egg, you'll love our Chimenea outdoor fireplace for the deck and patio. Enjoy the ambience and snuggle up with your sweetheart as you warm your feet on a chilly evening in front of a chimenea. Made from the same ceramic technology as the Big Green Egg, the chimenea is lightweight and portable and uses wood or the same natural charcoal as the Big Green Egg. And if that weren't enough, the chimenea easily converts to a portable barbecue grill by removing the top cone, making it great for camping and tailgating. Or you could just roast marshmallows year-round.
Since I opened the Big Green Egg store 30 years ago in Atlanta, the reaction that has contributed to the growth and the popularity of the egg is the food itself.
It's totally different from other people when they taste the food that we prepare for them. It's totally different from anything they have had.
The Big Green Egg is unbelievable. The taste of the food is so different than anything you've ever eaten. It's just unbelievable how different the food tastes. I'd seen every month somebody talk about how good spatchcock chicken was. I thought, this is the first thing I'm going to try is a spatchcock chicken. So when I got my egg, and we put the charcoal in there, and we put that spatchcock chicken on there, and after an hour we took it off, and we took that chicken off, and the dadgum leg fell off of the chicken when I was trying to take it out. I mean, you could see the juice running out of it. It was unbelievable what it looked like. It smelled so good. We took it in to the kitchen in the dining room, and my wife and I sat down, and I picked that leg up, and I thought, this is the worst piece of chicken. The leg, you know, it doesn't taste as good as the rest of it. And I put a bite of that chicken in my mouth, and it felt like a waterfall. That meat was so moist. It was just unbelievable how moist and delicious. It was the best chicken I've ever eaten in my life. My wife took a bite at the same time I was eating mine. And she ate about 2 or 3 bites, and then she put her chicken down, and she got up from her seat and came around and gave me a kiss, and she said, this is the best thing you've ever done in your life.
The smell was just incredible. I just had to try one of those pieces of wings that we're making. One bite convinced me I gotta have an egg. I bought an egg right there and then. The next day I called Salvation Army and I picked up the gas grill.
The first time I had food off of the egg, I was at a friend's house who had cooked on it for a number of times. And he always bragged about how good it was. So he invited us over and cooked an assortment of, he had chicken wings and ribs and pulled pork, and it was awesome. It was unbelievable how good it was. And at that point we were sold on buying an egg, getting an egg for ourselves. We have lots of children and they would enjoy it too. So
we had an old smoker that would take hours and hours to use, and we would constantly have to get up in the middle of the night to cook a butt for 12 hours, and we would set the alarm every 2 hours to make sure the fire was going. And so the first time we actually were able to do the Big Green Egg, we lit the fire, set it at the temperature, went to sleep, woke up, and our Boston butt was ready. So that was nice.
It's remarkable to consider that customers would travel long distances at their own expense just for the opportunity to cook food that other people will eat. The visiting chefs even pay for their own ingredients. And while the tasters pay a small admission, that money goes towards rent of the location, not to reimburse the chefs. So why do they do it? Clearly, some just love cooking and exchanging new recipes, but so many of those who attend EGGtoberfest do not consider themselves expert cooks. More than anything, the reason they make the effort is based on their intrigue with this method of cooking. The difference in the results they get simply astounds them, whether it's a choice cut of meat or a specialty dish with many ingredients. Somehow the Big Green Egg retains flavor and yields a consistency that they just don't find anywhere else.
Most of everything is slow cooked at a low temperature. It's just so tender when it's cooked that way.
You can use it to cook different things. I mean, you not only a lot of people might just use it for meats or what, but you also can do your vegetables on there and bread. So we use it for basically all our cooking that we do.
It was definitely a major difference in the moisture and the flavor baked into it.
The flavor that is produced on a green egg is more intense. The quality of the meat is moister, more flavorful. It's just about, I'd say, 5 notches above anything else that you can make on any other grill.
Word of mouth has been a phenomenon around the Big Green Egg. Routinely, neighbors tell neighbors about the results they get from this curious cooker. Some wonder if it's really such a big deal, but once they taste the food, they are usually convinced. In the same way, Eggtoberfest has expanded through word of mouth. Little by little, these Big Green Egg owners will tell other owners about the recipes they picked up, the techniques they learned, or just the fun they had spending a beautiful day at a Big Green Egg cookout.
Well, you know, this is something we want to do, and so we decided to come and check it out, and we've come ever since. It's been a lot of fun. It's nice to see all the variety of food that everyone cooks, and then how they season it. I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I went on the internet and looked on the site and saw eggs lined up and smoke coming out. And
my husband pretty much lives at the Big Green Egg store, and they gave him a flyer about it. So he said, go online and sign us up, and here we are. Ever since we've gotten it, we are now the big party people, and so we're constantly, pretty much every weekend, we have somebody over to the house doing ribs or Boston butter, chicken, or steak, or just anything. So we are now avid users. We basically use it at least 2 or 3 times a week.
We're going to take you on a culinary trip the likes of which you've probably never been on. Because when you see all the exciting things that can be done with an egg, Chef Fred, it'll blow your socks, baby.
Not only that, Kevin, but we're going to do things from lamb to naan bread to ribs to salmon to chicken to beef to turkeys, turdunkins, everything you can imagine.
Get ready. Strap yourself in. For the next little bit, you're going to have a road to culinary excellence, a trip the likes of which you've never been on. So come join us and join all these wonderful eggheads for Eggtoberfest. And now it's about the wings. The wing is the thing, baby. And we're going to talk to Carmen Kelsey from Atlanta, Georgia. And Carmen, man, those wings look out of sight, baby. Tell me how you did it.
Well, they're injected with a honey and teriyaki sauce. And on top they have a honey, you can have honey and teriyaki mild, or we make the hot, which is honey teriyaki, cayenne pepper, and Tabasco. He puts them on the grill after he smokes them, then you can just add the sauce to it.
Now, Chef Fred, it's looking like she likes the hot, baby.
I'm thinking the hot with the Cajun and the cayenne looks pretty good. Nice flame, a little crispy on the wingtip. Beautiful.
Now, you're talking about cooking these on the Big Green Egg. Nothing cooks them better than the egg, does it?
Nothing at all. It's not a chicken wing unless it's cooked on the egg.
Carmen Kelly from Atlanta, Georgia, thank you much, baby, and keep winging it. Well, just when we thought wings were the thing, how about turkey? And taking turkey to another level, Chef Fred, it's all about the turducken.
Turducken, chicken, duck, and turkey stuffed in between. It doesn't get any better, Kevin.
Well, you got to have a lot of vowels in your name if you're going to do it right. This young lady right here, Linda Malvo, and she is from Austell, Georgia, but I'm thinking you got some Cajun thing going on there, baby.
My husband is from Louisiana, better known as Louisiana.
Oh, now wait a minute. Now let's open the top and we'll show you what it looks like before, and then we're going to show you what it looks like done on the Big Green Egg.
This is a deboned turkey stuffed with deboned duck, stuffed with deboned chicken, and in between the layers you have sausage stuffing and cornbread stuffing in the chicken.
We're with Larry Ward, known as YB on the Big Green Egg Forum, and he is from Augusta, Georgia. But let me tell you what, he has got something innovative. It's cool, it's delicious, it's fantastic. Tell me, buddy, what do you do with the leftover part of a watermelon?
We take the bacon wrapped pickled watermelon rind, put a little Tony Caseros on it, grill it on 350 till the bacon's done, make great appetizers.
So it's really simple, really delicious, and I notice everybody is just chowing down on. Chef Fred, show us the proper way to eat it.
Kevin, you want to make sure you always use a toothpick. But I mean, look at that, the perfect watermelon on the inside. Look at that, juicy, succulent, and the bacon. Pull it off. Oh my God, delicious.
And Larry, this is really a great idea. And how long did it take you to put it on the Big Green Egg?
About 45 minutes.
45 minutes and you have heaven. It's all about food and it's all about heaven. Pickled rinds with bacon and Tony Chachere's. Chef Fred, it don't get no better than that.
That's the finest part of the watermelon, I think. I just changed it. It is delicious. It's juicy. You get the contrast from the sweet and the salty from the bacon. Beautiful.
Just one more thing the Big Green Egg does better than anything. Cooking it up, you got the imagination, we've got the product. Now this is a traditional thing for the Big Green Egg. Everybody's talking about all the great things you can cook on the egg, but it's nothing like bringing it home to the tradition of good old Southern barbecue ribs, baby.
Yes, sir, I agree 100%.
Let's open the top. Oh, this is where the audience does the ooh and the ah. You got it.
They're just about icky sticky.
Now, whoa. Icky sticky.
They're just about icky sticky.
That's a culinary term too, by the way, we learned in school.
Oh, you're such a liar.
Yeah, but I'm getting some ribs, so it don't matter.
That's right, baby back ribs. Traditional barbecue done Southern style from a boy from Snellville, baby. You know, it's unbelievable, Chef Fred, the versatility of the Big Green Egg. Man, you can cook anything on it, and here is one of the most popular, most fantastic creations that is real popular on the Big Green Egg. It's called the ABT. That's Atomic...
I don't know.
Buffalo, and we won't use the last word. If you want to know what the T stands for, my friends, you're going to have to look it up on the Big Green Egg. ABTs, and it ain't taste, baby. And here at the Big Green Egg EGGtoberfest 2003, there is no exception, my friends, because Chef Fred, we have got paella, an Espanol thing going on here, and we've got Maureen Newstall of Greensboro, North Carolina. Now, you are cooking up with some very interesting ingredients. Why don't you tell us all about it, Maureen?
Well, right now we're cooking onions and sausage, garlic, some bacon, and some olive oil, some extra virgin olive oil. Soon there's going to be chicken, and there's going to be squid, there's going to be some shrimp, and it's all served over black ink rice.
Now, wait a minute. Black inked rice?
Black squid ink rice.
Chef Fred, now I'm thinking that's something very unique.
It is very unique, Kevin, but what's more gorgeous is look at that pan. That is a traditional paella pan done on the Big Green Egg, and we're cooking a paella is a family dish, very peasant, but I mean, look at all the flavors from the squid and the shrimp and the sausage and the onion and the bacon. It's a pork thing too, so you've got to be loving that.
Lots of fat, lots of food, lots of taste, and lots of flavor. It's all about the paella, baby, at the 2003 EGGtoberfest.
We've got some peach cobbler here. It's been on for almost an hour, cooked at 350. Very simple recipe. Just basically flour, sugar, and milk on top of some peaches. It's been on about an hour. The time on this varies a little bit. You'll cook it anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes. Depends on conditions and the temperature of the ingredients that you have when you put them in the cobbler.
Meatloaf and mashed potatoes. It's pretty easy to do. You do it just like you would in your oven. The mashed potatoes are a goat cheese mashed potato, and they are pretty much will stop any artery in its tracks because they're full of goat cheese and butter and heavy cream. And meatloaf is just normal everyday meatloaf, but it's way better on the egg. You're welcome.
I got tsunami spin chicken. It's one of our rubs, which has like sesame seeds and some other good stuff in it. And just the chicken thighs I'm doing for about 2 hours. And that's all I'm doing is, well, actually I brined them for a few hours in a brine that had ginger and some cinnamon in it. And then basically I put the rub on and been cooking them for about an hour and 15 minutes now, something like that. It should be done in about maybe 45 minutes or so.
This it's a pork tenderloin. It's cut in bite-sized pieces, marinated overnight with Jamaican jerk, a Robusto Italian dressing, a lot of honey, and a lime juice. This is pineapple. So, marinated again. Overnight would be nice. In a pina colada mix with coconut rum. It's a great little appetizer. It's a bit warm and it's sweet, nice.
All right, the ribs we're doing for you today are our full spare ribs. And I'm going to open this hood up real easy and let you see them. We'll get that smoke away. What we have is a nice light mustard rub with a mustard peppercorn seasoning. And we don't put any sauce on ours. We're just going to serve them for you direct. You can see how it's starting to fall out. Of course, we peel the membrane off. 300 degrees, 3.5, 4 hours. And they're awesome. And of course, it's the green egg that controls the temperature. So it makes them real soft and tender. Oh, the V-rack, the purpose of the V-rack is to separate them and keep them upright. And you just keep rotating them every 45 minutes. But usually I would just eat that if I wasn't on camera, but we're not going to eat that in front of all these people. It's as good as it gets, right here.
Well, this is a spicy Italian sausage. You cook it just directly on the egg, probably at about, let's say 350, 400 degrees. Give it about 20, 25 minutes. Not very complicated. It's great with peppers and onions or in spaghetti sauce. It's simple. Anyone just getting started cooking an egg, it has great flavor. I recommend it as a starter because it's real easy.
It's a roasted leg of lamb that we marinated in fresh rosemary mint and with olive oil for 2 days, and then we cooked it butterflied on the grill for about 20 minutes. It's very rare, and it's got a habanero mint jelly that we made from scratch garden that we roasted on the egg.
Oh, this is acorn squash. Acorn squash stuffed with apples, pears, walnuts, raisins, cranberries, a little nutmeg, cinnamon, sugar, brown sugar, butter, and a little spiced rum, and cooked for about an hour, hour and 10 minutes, and it's fabulous.
These are chickens with beer can up the butt. We got 3 different flavors. Cajun style, we've got Caribbean jerk chicken, and we got the Beijing chicken. These are pork butts that have been marinated and cooked for about 18 hours now. We're gonna pull it off the grill and serve it with some barbecue sauce.
What's there next to it?
These are mushrooms I just, the recipe I just cooked up this morning, and we're gonna see how that turns out. So far they've been doing pretty good.
Okay, here we have pork with homemade pickles and pepperoni and garlic. And the chef is not here, so I'm filling in for the chef. And this has been braised first of all, and then just put on to slow cook, basically at a temperature of 250. And that will be done when, sis? In an hour or so probably, but big poke holes with a wooden spoon, and then use the fresh homemade sweet pickles, slices of pepperoni, and garlic.
Oh, it's actually her pizza. Yeah, it's we do it directly on the grill, and what you do is you get one side done, and then you can take it off the grill because it's like a big cracker then, and you take it over on and dress it. Put whatever you want on it.
And we have grilled our portobellos and our sweet red peppers on the grill, and you can use any kind of vegetables that you would like. And the secret to it is not to have your dough too thick. You want it so that it's will cook fast. And you spray the one side with olive oil spray, and you can put a seasoning of garlic salt, Parmesan cheese, or any kind of seasoning that you would like. And then you cook that side first for about 5 to 10 minutes. The smaller egg, which I have at home, the medium size, you want to be around a 200 degree temperature, where the larger one today, I'm finding 300 degrees is a better heat. It takes 5 to 10 minutes, on each side. You take the first side off, put your garnish on that side that you've just cooked, and you put that side that is uncooked back onto the grill. And it should be ready soon. Not quite. It needs to be melted. Your cheese needs to melt more.
What I have here is some stuffed giant papayas, commonly known as pawpaws, and they're stuffed with the tomato, pepper, onion, and jerk pork mix. And they've been cooking at 350 for about an hour and a half now. This is a Caribbean Jamaican recipe. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to take this one and I'm going to slice it right open in half, and we're going to expose that stuffing on the inside. And that is the stuffed papaya. Jerk pork, some onions, some tomatoes, 3 different kinds of onions, purple onions, red onions, green onions, and red bell pepper, and that is basically about it, with some breadcrumbs and some eggs holding it all together. That's just a seed. The egg helps the recipe by holding the moisture in. If I had this on a normal grill, it would all dry out. You see the fruit maintaining its juiciness, which is really what you want. You know, when you bake something, instead of drying it out and it being all tough, this will be soft and enjoyable. Do some came out perfect.
Earl, you are here with your lovely wife, and you guys are taking the big green egg pretty seriously down to the little green egg.
Right to the mini. Mini, actually, I've got a number of eggs, but the mini, it's fantastic as far as doing steaks and things like that on it. It'll hold 2 steaks perfectly for a smaller family. It's probably one of the better barbecues out there for a small size, compact, moving around. I take it ice fishing when I go out in Lake Ontario. Cook up hamburgers, hot dogs, whatever the case is. And I'll tell you, as far as the large and the mini, it puts a fantastic product out. It really does.
Well, these are some country ribs. This is just sort of to feed the masses. We got to put some normal food in between. You know, you can't have all that fancy food. So these are just some country ribs. I'm just going to put a little bit of my barbecue seasoning on them and put them in the egg at about 300 degrees for about an hour. The way I like to cook on the egg is run it low and then open up the vents as the food's getting done and raise the temp up and let the food kind of get grilled up and finish up at the end.
Low and slow, that's what really separates Southern barbecue from all the other wannabe barbecues.
Oh yeah, these competitions, we cook for hours and hours. I mean, guys have got their food on at noon the day before. That's what it's all about.
Well, one thing is for certain, no one knows much about awards like you do, Dr. Barbecue. We welcome you to the Big Green Egg family, and you've cooked on everything else. Now you're cooking on the best, baby.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of fun. The egg is certainly a lot of fun, and my first contest that I ever cooked on all eggs was grand champion, so I guess there's bright things ahead. I'm happy to be part of the family.
If anybody's been to a good Indian or Mideastern restaurant, they've probably heard of one of the faves of all time, naan bread. And once again, the Big Green Egg shines when it comes to bakery. And we are here with Brad Davidson. He's known as B. Davidson from Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, down here to cook naan bread. Tell us exactly what naan bread is and how the heck do you make bread on a Big Green Egg?
Naan is it's an Indian flatbread, and you bake it on it. Usually you use an Indian tandoor, about 600 to 1,000 degrees, and the Indians will slap it up on the side of the tandoor, but here we use a pizza stone. Try to get it to between 500 and 700 degrees, somewhere in there, and it only takes a couple minutes when you have a hot enough stone.
Now we're almost to 600 degrees here. It ought to be getting close.
Pretty close. Should be pretty close. Let's see what we got. We can try it. It may not be quite ready yet. May not be quite ready. Brush it with a little bit of butter, and then slice it up. There you go.
Naan bread, it looks delicious.
I hope it tastes that way.
discussion.
Oh, great, thank you. Oh, it's right there, Chef Red.
Absolutely, this is gorgeous. So you can bake, roast, grill, smoke, everything on the Big Green
You
Egg.
can do anything with it.
Oh,
And that's from a man from Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. Well, my friends, we warned you it was going to be exhausting. Chef Red, oh my gosh.
you know, Kevin, I have never seen a happier group of people eating so much food, sharing so much information with each other, and just the love and camaraderie that is being a member of the Green Egg family. The Big Green Egg, it says it all.
It's become an event beyond our wildest expectations.
Hi, I'm Christopher Scala, and I'm standing out in front of the Big Green Egg headquarters in Tucker, Georgia. It's time for the 9th annual EGGtoberfest. What's an EGGtoberfest? Well, it's a gathering of enthusiasts from all around that come to cook their recipes on the Big Green Egg. Often recipes that you never thought could be cooked on an outdoor cooker, but with the Big Green Egg, they can. Many other people come to learn these recipes, to taste the food, have a great time meeting people they've known from other EGGtoberfests in the past, and meet new people. But all in all, it's just a great time for everybody to get together and celebrate the Big Green Egg. Let's check it out.
This is our 9th EGGtoberfest. We've had 8 wonderful EGGtoberfests, all in various locations, but each one has been bigger and I think better than the previous one. Well, this one I think has topped them all. We've had over 1,400 people that have come here. We've had 200 Big Green Eggs being cooked on at the same time. Now, if there's a Guinness Book of Records on cooking on Big Green Egg, we'd like to apply. So we've had people travel to this EGGtoberfest from places like Alaska, from Canada, from Mexico, from Holland. It's becoming an international event, I would say. You know, we started out in a little strip mall in Atlanta, just me and a helper, and we got in a small supply of eggs that year. I think it was half a container, maybe 30 or 40. And people would walk by the window of the store and they'd say, "Poor fella, how's he going to sell all of those things?" And there we were, selling them one egg at a time, and we happened to sell all the eggs that first year. The next year we sold twice as many eggs, and that's been happening year after year. We never have done a great deal of advertising. People are telling their friends, they're inviting people over for their barbecues, and that's how the legend of the Big Green Egg has spread.
This is a wonderful place. This is the first time I heard about it. I wish I had come before.
This is my first time at the event. It's a great event, and matter of fact, I love it so much I'm going to buy me a Big Green Egg.
It's a blast. We just have a great time, and we love cooking on the egg. I cook on the egg all the time at home. I've been cooking on it for years.
Damon Metz from Alpharetta, Georgia, Smoky on the web. Been to all but one of the EGGtoberfest. I own 3 eggs, and today I'm cooking wild berry muffins, and they're just about ready. Real simple, cook indirect, and something that's not meat item. A lot of fun.
I had the $99 El Cheapo gas grill, and after a number of years replacing parts, I went and bought a high-end gas grill with a side burner and stainless steel and everything. And I cooked a couple times on it. I was really kind of bummed out. It tastes no better than the other one, except my wallet was a lot thinner. I went to a party a week or so later and had some chicken wings cooked on an egg. So I said to the guy, man, how'd you season those? He said, salt, pepper, and garlic powder. And I said, you've got to be kidding. Show me what's going on. And he showed me his egg, and he cooked. And literally within hours, I was at the egg store and said, tell me all about this thing. I now have 3 eggs. Now have a wife and a child, and that's probably necessitated having more eggs. My son thinks that some of the things that are cooked on the egg are just the best thing. Wife is happy because I cook dinner 2-3 nights a week. Cleanup's less. Kitchen doesn't get hot in the summer. It's for me. It's really been a great change in life. I eat better, I feel better, and have more fun.
Hello, my name's Michael French. I'm from Marietta, Georgia. I've been to about 6 egg fests now, and I have 4 eggs. I've got mini through the large, and today for you I've made the Great Pumpkin, which I'm going to take off right now. Now this is an heirloom pumpkin stuffed with a wild rice and sausage stuffing with some apples. We got some currants, raisins, and cranberries, some tart cherries, a little bit of pecans. It's a nice savory stuffing. Threw a little bit of ham in there. We're just going to pop this top off. Scrape out some of that pumpkin. Give somebody a taste. I started making jerk pork. You know, it was a recipe. I was really into hot peppers, and somebody said, well, you got to try jerk pork. So I started making jerk pork, and I was doing it on a gas grill, and I started having a little smoker box, and then I started wanting to get a smoker. And so I was reading, it was called On the Grill magazine. This had to be about 96, 97, and there was a picture of an egg, and it said, world's best smoker grill. So, well, I got to find one of those. So I was up, originally from Cleveland, and I went and took a look at Capella's. They're a dealer in Elyria, Ohio, and they had one out there, and they were just grilling some Hungarian sausage. And I tasted one of those, and I said, man, if that can do that to sausage, I can make a lot of good food off of that. So I ended up with a small egg because that's what I could afford at the time. And for the longest time, all I had was just a small egg, and I was cooking ribs and pulled pork and steaks and chicken, you know, feeding a lot of people off a small egg. And then and the more egg fests I came to, I started acquiring, well, I got a large, and then I got a medium, and then I got a mini, just to add everything up. And 1 year I even got a chiminea, so, you know, technically I got 5. And so they just started acquiring over the years. And, you know, the more eggs you get, the more you can cook, the capacity keeps going, you start getting whole meals. So, you know, one of the things that I really like about the eggs is on a Saturday afternoon, if I'm out doing yard work, I can throw a pot of chili on or a pot of red beans and rice, throw a couple racks of ribs on. I don't have to do anything with it. I just put them on there, go about my yard work, and by, you know, if I get them prepped about 11 o'clock in the morning, by 6 o'clock in the evening when I'm done work and everybody's tired, you grab a beer, you open the egg, and there's your dinner, and you're eating good. And it makes for a really good day. So low-stress cooking is one of the things I love about it.
All right, hi, my name's Chris from Bethany, Oklahoma. This is my 5th EGGtoberfest, and we're cooking Venetian paninos. They are a sandwich, which is sourdough bread, which is sliced very thinly. We've shaved some ham, put it inside with a mixture of Gruyere cheese, butter, we've got some garlic, and we've also got some mustard, some spicy mustard in there. We mixed it all together, basically deep fried them with some olive oil on this little grid right here. And we're gonna take them off here and give people a chance to try them. About 20 years ago, my brother-in-law was driving through Atlanta, Georgia, and happened on the Big Green Egg store and picked one up for himself. He was so excited, he wanted to spread the joy to the rest of his family. So he got one for my mom and dad for Christmas, as well as his brother and his mom and dad. And most of them just sat there for a while. They were the old clay models, some of the original ones. And then when I moved out of the house, I went to college, I took it with me, and then I started egging. It was one of the small ones, the little bitty smalls at the time. We started cooking on it, and I just got excited and was doing burgers and steaks and stuff. Then we came to the first EGGtoberfest that we came to 5 years ago, and a whole new world was opened up. We started seeing pizzas, and we started seeing pork loins and things that we'd never thought about grilling before. Got excited, traded the model up to the new ceramic model, And from there, just a whole new world opened up, and we've been to every EGGtoberfest since. Started the Oklahoma Egg Fest 2 years ago, and planning our third one right now, and trying to spread the egg throughout the Midwest.
And I love cooking here. I come here, this is my third year here, and I always get like a medium egg, do some Italian sausages, a little chicken breasts, maybe some turducken, and just get it all nice and get it all for everybody who's coming through. I just love it, and I mean, that's the whole reason why you get a green egg. I mean, it comes out perfect every time. Very easy. A little 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there at 450, and boom, you're gone. You're ready to go, ready to eat, and it's fantastic.
We do egg grilling, and it's competitive egg grilling, from deck to deck. And so we just had to come today, and probably some of the best things I've tasted last year was like the pecans and the pork roast, and oh wow, just the more we tasted, the more we just knew that from the tenderness and the juiciness of the meat, it was just nothing like we'd ever tasted before.
I like doing ribs. Ribs is probably my favorite thing at home. It's a nice cook. It's a low and slow cook, and my family really enjoys the taste and the moist texture of the ribs on the egg.
Dan Conrad, love the Big Green Egg. Been here 3 times at the EGGtoberfest. On 2 eggs, 1 large, 1 medium. Ribs, put a little French mustard on here. Special herbs and spices. Cooked it at 225 degrees for about 6 hours. Tasty morsels. As Todd Webster cuts away at the succulent pork baby back ribs, they just pull away and melt in the mouth.
Name's Aaron Bowles from Richmond, Virginia. It's my first EGGtoberfest. Own 1 egg. And my brother here, Robin, he's the one that turned me on to cooking with the big green egg. And I just want to show you a little bit what we have today. These are lollipop chicken wings. And basically they're French cut wings. You just push all the meat off the bone down to the very bottom, and then spice them up a little bit, wrap them in bacon, and then we'll finish them in another 30 minutes or so with some barbecue sauce.
Mr. Toad here. I've cooked a pork loin. I'm from Western North Carolina. I've been to all 9 of the Egg Fest, and let's look what we've cooked at here. This is a Mediterranean pork loin. I butterflied the pork loin, marinated it overnight first in port wine. I added grape leaves, some feta cheese, olives, a little anchovy, wrapped it up, it's ready to go. I have 4 eggs in a chimenea, use them quite often.
I love the egg. I love the forum. I love the idea you can get up at 3 o'clock in the morning thinking, oh, I've got that flank steak in the freezer. I wonder what I can do with it. And I'll post something on the forum. 15 minutes later, you've got 4 answers of ideas of things that you never thought of doing before. They're all delicious. There's always someone there ready to help. People who really know what you're doing, and they just make it such an incredibly pleasant experience that you can't wait to come to EGGtoberfest and see them all again. Today I made 2 legs of lamb, about 4 pounds each. It's an herb leg of lamb where you cut it open and slather it with all kinds of spices and rub inside and then the outside. Those went real fast. I put it on a plate and walked around, and the comments that you get on something like leg of lamb, if you don't tell people what it is, I'll say, oh, take a bite, and they go, it's delicious. And they'll say, what is it? I'll say, it's leg of lamb. And they'll say, leg of lamb? I've never had lamb that I like before. It doesn't taste gamey at all. And that's been every time I've made a leg of lamb. That's happened. And then I made a cheese bread, which was an experiment that it did on a plate setter and then on top of a pizza stone. It came out fabulous.
Back in 1978, my mother came home and announced to the family that we were buying this cooker called a Kamado, and we were going to buy it from Pachinko House. And they went and put it on layaway, and for my mom to spend money like that back in the day, she would squeeze the nickel till it cried. So they put it on layaway for Christmas. That year I went, paid the layaway off, strapped it in the front seat, put the seatbelt on in the front seat of my car, drove it home to my parents for Christmas, and I've been cooking on the Kamado or the egg ever since, because eventually it evolved from the Kamado to the egg. And then, so I've just been an egghead since I was about 18 years old. We do about, my wife and I, about 30 competitions a year. We carry 4 Big Green Eggs with us to these competitions, and it's a lot of fun. It's a hobby. It's doing 30 a year. It takes up pretty much most of your weekends because there is an off season to that. But it's just a hobby. It's great because we get to use the egg. A lot of times you see the guys with the big stick burners, and they're up all night feeding them and that. Where with the egg we can set it, go to bed, get some sleep, and still be a competitive force and have a product that we've won some trophies with as well.
It's my second time at this event here. I think it's some of the greatest food I've ever eaten my whole life. I come for all the different recipes and also the different tastes that I get here. I have my own green egg. There is no meat whatsoever cooked in my house unless it's on the Big Green Egg.
You see all the smoke in the background. This place smells so good. You want your clothes to soak up all this good smells, and you won't wash them for 6 months at least. Anyway, come out here. It's great food. In fact, you got to find a place to sit down every now and then to recover, because you just eat so much good stuff. If you keep walking around, you'll just keep on eating. Come on out. It's a good time, good smells, good fun.
Hi, my name's Tim Blevins. I'm from Powder Springs, Georgia, and this is my girlfriend, Lynn Haddon. We own 2 Big Green Eggs. This is my first trip to Egg Fest. We're preparing chicken penny pasta with portobello mushrooms and onions. This is phase 1.5. We're now deboning and de-skinning the chicken. It's time to add pasta to the boiling water. We're now adding Alfredo to the pasta, the onions, the portobello mushrooms.
Add some Parmesan cheese on top.
And now we're ready to serve.
When we're out cooking and people come up that have an egg and they talk to us about it, and I always ask them, I said, have you ever been to an EGGtoberfest? And we've been to the one in Maryland, we've been to the one here 4 times. And I tell them it's a great time to see what people are doing. You learn a lot of good recipes. You meet a lot of great people. And I said you can take a lot of good information away from the Egg Fest with you. And that's why we come. We have a good time.
This is a great place to be, and this is my 5th year that I've come to the Big Green Egg Festival. The food's great, the chefs are great. It's a wonderful day out for the whole family, sunshine and food and booze. And we're definitely coming back next year. We brought some friends with us this year, and we'll keep on bringing them.
This is my first time coming to an Egg Fest, and I'm having a great time, and I'll definitely be back next year. And I want to wish everybody a good time today. It's a beautiful day for it.
I make duck l'orange on the Big Green Egg for Christmas, and we make red velvet cake on the Big Green Egg, and we make peach cobbler. I can cook anything on the Big Green Egg that you can cook on a stove or in an oven.
Hi, I'm J.P. Malvo at my 8th Big Green Egg Fest. Enjoy myself. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, and over here I have a delicious Cajun cornbread, nearly ready to be, and my homemade specialty sausage. Over here on my grill over here, I have my world famous turducken, deboned turkey, a deboned chicken, and a deboned duck. Each layer with a dirty rice dressing. The next layer between the chicken and the duck is a cornbread dressing, and inside the duck there's a sausage dressing. I'm gonna bake that for 3.5 to 4 hours, and we'll be ready to enjoy. I keep coming back to our EGGtoberfest because of my wonderful egghead friends all here.
Hi, I'm Max Rosen from Arlington, Virginia. This is my 3rd EGGtoberfest down here in Atlanta. Having a great time, and what we got going here is a little Hong Kong steamed salmon. And it's salmon that's steamed over a bed of spinach, and with sherry and teriyaki sauce with a little bit of scallions and fresh ginger on it.
My favorite part is that this is not a competition. It's something you just have people, you're cooking food, you're giving it to people, they appreciate it. You know, they come back, if you come up with something neat, they enjoy it. And what I really enjoy is going around and seeing the unique things that other people cook, because I have yet to been to an Egg Fest where I have not learned something new.
The people are wonderful, the food is great. If you want to learn something, on how to use the egg, this is the place to do it, because you can really watch what they're doing, and every year you see something you didn't know, no matter how long you've been working on it.
The Egg Fest is just the most incredible food you're going to get. The creativity of everybody involved is really what I appreciate. People are standing out here doing their best, making their best food, and they care about what they're doing, and it always comes out in the food. A lot of people, they're going to go to rib cook-offs, or they're going to go to a chili cook-off, or even a barbecue festival. People will say like Memphis in May. And they say, well, why Egg Fest? And it's because you're going to have things at Egg Fest that you have never eaten before in your life. And the variety of food that people cook, when you start adding the baking in here, somebody had a Kahlua chocolate chip cake that was out of this world, the bread pudding, the cobbler. It's as much a stone oven, brick oven as it is anything else. So you get a variety, and because it's not a competition, everybody's willing to tell you whatever you ask. It's a very friendly atmosphere. Everybody's here to share, and the camaraderie is very good.
Today, the Egg Fest this was my first time to come here, and it was a wonderful experience.
We hope to come again next year. Have a lot of fun, just like we did last year and this year. Hope to have a lot of fun next year too.
Great time. I loved it.
Me and my parents have a big green egg. We like to cook on it a lot. Bye.
Next year will be our 10th annual EGGtoberfest. Now, usually we would like to do something special on an anniversary like that. I don't know how many more people we can fit into the area that we have here, but we're going to try it. If necessary, we'll move on to larger facilities. But people want to come here. We enjoy having them, and if it takes a larger place, we'll find one.
And indeed, we did move to a much bigger location and grew even more. But that's the story for tomorrow's show. See you then.